Right. Hey, this is a quick tutorial to let you know how to use Shadowplay and the Shadowplay function in it. That way you can record clips during the beta and so forth and so on. Uh, for starters, you want to have Geforce Experience. Geforce Experience is a program that usually comes with your NVIDIA card drivers. So if you have an NVIDIA card, you more than likely have Geforce Experience on your computer. If not, you can download it from the internet, or there's a link for the download page in the TeamSpeak channel. Now, once you have GeForce Experience installed, what you want to do is make sure you have it running. So you want to click the Open in-game overlay, and this will give you the overlay that you will see in-game and also outside it. So the most important part in this is the instant replay. So with the instant replay, you can actually customize it to make it record and save according to what you want. So if you click on customize, you can actually see that it gives you an option to how long you want it to save back. So let's say you played a game and you want to save it, you can have it up to 20 minutes, which is going to be, by the way, a big file size. But for the beta, I recommend having it at, say, 1 minute maximum. That way, the file size is not too big, and you also don't have to, go through like 20 minutes of, because obviously whatever you did is going to be in the last portion of the video, so, because that's when you click the button. So just make sure you have that done. As for the resolution, you can have it, whatever it is in game. I don't recommend doing it different from what your monitor is because it might mess up the recording. For frame rate, 60 FPS, it has no impact on the computer, so that's good. For bitrate, leave it at 50. 50 is more than enough, and it's actually pretty good. So once you do that, save. As for recording, you can do the same thing. You can have the same amount of bitrate, same amount of time. And also for the microphone, you can have it, always push to talk, always on or off. This is good because it will record your microphone, so it might be recording your breathing and stuff. Typically, I recommend turning it off because in replays, if you're recording the replays, you don't usually need to hear, yourself. It will record TeamSpeak if someone is there talking, so just bear that in mind. So let's keep that off. As for video, you don't need that. That will, that's for your video camera so that it has a webcam on. In the settings, you just want to change a few things. In the HUD layout, just make sure your status indicator and FPS counter is on. So that way you know that it's actually recording or actually recorded the past few minutes. And for the keyboard shortcuts, just make sure that you have buttons which are you are comfortable with. So for me, for instance, if I want to, instant replay, I just have to press Alt F10. If I want to manual record, Alt F9. And just make sure you don't bind it to something like Alt F4. That would really, really suck. Oh, and one more thing: if you play games in borderless window, you do have to enable one more setting, which is in privacy control, and make sure you turn on the desktop capture. What this will basically do is allow GeForce to record the desktop and therefore record whatever game you're playing in borderless window, because it requires you to have the game in full screen in order to use the shadow play. So if you want to record or stream or instant replay in the borderless window, make sure this setting is on, which is in the privacy control. So once you do that, just turn this on, and you can see it will turn on, and you actually see the status indicator as well. And that's pretty much it. So let's say we want to save the last, whatever seconds of what we just did. So I'm just going to press Alt F9. Oh, no, never mind. That's the manual recording. See, and you can tell it records, it becomes green, and it turns off again. So let's say we want to record the last 10 seconds, right? So that's Alt F10, and you can see it will tell you save the last 20 seconds. You can also remove this if you want, so you can press Alt Z. You're going to have to turn it off in order to change any settings, by the way. But I think it's in, let's see, notification. So you can pretty much turn it off, turn it on if you wanted to say that. So usually I don't like it because it will appear in the video. So I'm just gonna turn it off. This status indicator is more than enough for me. So, but yeah, let's do that. Done. Oh, and one more thing, if you want to keep it in a separate folder, you can change that here in recordings. This is where it will save it to. You can change to whatever you like. And that's pretty much it. Just make sure it's turned on, and you can access this overlay by spreading Alt Z. This is the default command for it. You can change it if you want, but yeah, make sure this is on, and make sure you see the status indicator, and that's it. So have fun.